there are many artists, several very great ones, who has to work under the influence of a drug.
Have you ever met the great Henri Matisse?
Yes, I met him luckily before he died in the month of November in 1954. I was with the group of students under Professor Goetz, where we saw him already on bed, by which he was doing collage, and his nurse helps him by giving the scissor and the papers he wants, the different kinds of color, and he cuts it while he's on bed.
I mean to say he was sick and he was still continuing with his art.
I think the true artist is like this. They continue on working because he said he will not be happy if he is not working. Matisse himself, the only way he could work was by cutting the papers in color, which were very beautiful and which I saw during his last retrospective show 3 years ago.
You mentioned about it that it's near the Matisse Chapel.
Yes, we went to see the Matisse Chapel. That was why the reason we met Matisse. We were brought to his private house after seeing the Matisse Chapel, the very modern and very beautiful Matisse Chapel in San Paulo once, which is very near the Fondation Meg, where also Chagall lives now.
Oh, but Chagall you have not met.
No, Chagall I have not met.
Have you seen him personally?
I've seen him personally, but I have not spoken with him. But he is a very good friend of this Valdemar George, who wrote a book on me.
Where did you see Chagall?
Chagall, I met him here in Paris. I think in a vernissage somewhere, which I don't remember anymore, where Valdemar George was present.
Doesn't this impress you that people of such stature like Chagall and Matisse have so much humility in them?
Oh yes, they are. First of all, perhaps they are already aged, and that's why they're so composed and so modest and so simple and so helpful to young artists. They are always happy to see young artists, and they want them to work. This is the artist in them, I think.
Have you ever painted, no?
Yeah.
Under the influence of drugs, marijuana, hashish, and all of these artificial stimulants?
I don't think I belong to this type of artist. I have my own natural
Means of getting high.
Whereas there are many artists, several very great ones, who has to work under the influence of a drug. Let's say, for example, Henri, who really did very good drawings and watercolors. He has to be under the obsession of microlin, which has to be injected in him before he works. But he has to be very careful. Since he's a doctor, of course he knows what he's doing, but he has another doctor outside of his studio who time him on until when the drug will be going on, so that he feels safe and his friends feel safe. I mean, his friends feel that they should protect him from this, because microlin is one of the most violent. One is capable of jumping out the window. Not that I am afraid. It is because it is not necessary. And for people who needs this thing, I think they do it for necessity, or like Baudelaire or Rimbaud, for example. They have to work under the influence of alcohol because they have to enhance that spirit, that paradise artificial, or artificial paradise that they need so that they could write. Artificial paradise because life on earth is not paradise. Whereas if they are under the influence of alcohol, they feel that they are in paradise, even if it is artificial.
I see. In this book prepared by
Valdemar George.
mentions that your work is some kind of a voyage into the mysterious, and this is the reason why I asked this question as regards the use of drugs and in paintings. Now, what is it? Do you agree with this author that you are really after the medium painting?
Mm-hmm.
It's your medium by which you can explore the mysterious, the unknown, the beyond, which the physical reality cannot show us.
The mysterious thing, I think, started from the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And spirits cannot be seen, and therefore it is mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think they see that mysterious thing in my work. And precisely, Orientals are mystics. And that's why I think I work in this manner.
In your method of painting, are you very intuitive about it?
I would say intuition in the sense that it is foretold in the mind of what would happen in the painting, but certainly what happens in the painting as material are the things we follow while working. And this may be called intuitive, not in the sense merely of following the hands, but it must follow also what the mind is telling the hand to do. And therefore, it is also a well thought out composition in the painting, because I think composition is very important in a painting, because a painting cannot be a painting without having the basic foundation of good composition. Of course, the onlooker is free to think whatever they like of the painting, but the most important thing is the nécessité antérieure, again, as Kandinsky said. It is a voyage to search for the absolute. And the things that happens there are only the accident of the feeling which was made through the mind, the spirit, and then through the hand.
Don't you find it very tedious work to do all these minute, almost infinitesimally small dribbles of paint?
Yes, man, of course, at first glance with my work, especially in drawings, it certainly is too tedious, or perhaps even too much detail. But this detail does not bother me because I know exactly where I'll go, and those tedious lines and spots there are done in few minutes, because there are so many details. This is the thing that makes me work very long for each piece. But I never had a feeling of being tired or being bored with what I am doing. The first thing I do, if ever I get tired or bored, therefore I should not do it. I am always happy doing it.
In other words, you finish a painting in one sitting.
Oh, that cannot be. In one sitting, we have to, as I said, to be spontaneous. We have to build our own world. We must know exactly where the things should be. That is because it was preconceived, not as a sketch in a paper, but in the spirit, in the mind. I know it already exactly what I am going to do when I start working. This is not without any preconceived idea in the mind. I cannot work with blank mind.
Don't you find it surprising that you're a painter and then at the same time you will be so engrossed in philosophy?
Speaking of philosophy, is not philosophy life? Therefore, art may not be life, but life is art. Life itself is art. Art may not be life, and therefore it is philosophy.
You said a while ago that you find the Frenchman clairvoyant.
Especially in the books they write and in the criticisms of everything, which is very good. I think criticism on art is one of the most difficult things to do, because they themselves, the critics themselves, were discussing among themselves that no one could really completely express in writing the true beauty of a painting, or the true beauty of a music, or the true beauty even of a poetry.
When confronted by really good, genuine art, How does it move you?
If it does not touch me, therefore I don't like it, therefore I consider it not good.
Do you feel different painting, good painting, for example, or good music? Do you get a physical thrill out of watching a good painting?
Oh yes, certainly. The uplifting of the spirit.
It's almost like a religious experience, in other
Yes,
words.
that's it.
Like a mystic, for example, in communication with his creator.
Yes.
After having lived in Paris for such a long, long time, do you feel that there's still something oriental in your spirit, in the way you paint?
I think we feel more the oriental in us when if we are away, because by a perspective view we could feel the difference between us and the Occidental. And so we become more aware of ourselves as Oriental.
The idea of that you're a Filipino, if that should matter at all, does it ever concern you?
I won't say it concerns me as an artist, but one cannot take away that which is within, that is the root of ourselves, which will always be expressed if we are sincere in the thing we are doing. Sincere Filipino artist will always come out to be a Filipino artist, whatever kind of art he is doing, painting, sculpture, or writing.
Do you feel that the locale of the place, no? That in Paris you would be able to do better paintings, or you would feel you do better paintings if you were in the Philippines?
As to my own particular experience, I think I have really developed very much in Paris, because you learn very much from what the others are doing, not imitating them, but trying to improve yourself as you are.
What do you think is wrong with the setup in the Philippines? And let art, no politics. Do you think there will ever be a recognizable Filipino art? Do you think we're doing good art, or I'm sure these thoughts have crossed your mind.
I think that we are too conscious about trying to be Filipino. The important thing is, as I have said, is to be sincere to oneself. And therefore, that is what you are and what you are doing.
In the Philippines, for example, who are the painters who you admire, whose works you like? From what you know, from your visit of so many years ago.
Well, of course, I had my colleagues before, and it has been too long that I have not seen them. And of course, I didn't expect to see them to be doing what they had been doing 14 years ago when I left. Some really has done something, and the others has improved in the way they have been doing it. But I don't think it is their fault at all. There is no fault in it. They are trying their best to do whatever they could. But the point is to free oneself, if they know what I mean, to free oneself within oneself.
And I wouldn't want to go abroad because I don't want to be influenced by other painters. It is a foolish idea.
Wherever you are, you could be influenced, abroad or at home. It is not a matter of going abroad. It's a matter of your own integrity that you are doing the right thing, abroad or at home.
When was the first time you ever had your first one-woman show?
My first one-woman show was held at Gallery Cruz in 1957. And then the second one was held in 1961 at the same gallery. And then the fourth one was held at Gallery Susan de Koning in 1965. And in 1968, at the same gallery, Susan de Koning. After that, I left for the Philippines, where I gave a retrospective exhibition of my 14 years of work at Solidaridad. When I arrived back to Paris, I had already a contract beforehand, before I left for the Philippines, to exhibit with this is the Third World Gallery in Munich by Dr. Lears. So I gave a one show in Munich. And now I'm prepared for this year, a one-woman show with 10 Asian painters in the Musée des Hommes in Munich.
And you are the only Filipina? From the Philippines, I mean.
I'm the one selected by the committee from the Philippines. In fact, they came here during the Biennale of 1969. Yes, that was the last Biennale, to pick up Asian artists from the young painters from Asia. There were several Filipinos who were represented in this exhibition at the Biennale. But they have selected Ado, a young Japanese painter. He won the Paris Biennale prize then, in 1969.
About this idea of you have to keep on exhibiting so that the people will not forget.
Not really only forget you, but those who are really interested, galleries, collectioner, museums, critic, follow you, follow how you are improving, whether you are going up or perhaps you may be dying as an artist. This will be very interesting for them.
In the making of a star painter, artist, do you believe when I say that it involves a lot of mass media, publicity, build up? The person you're trying to build up is kind of a movie star.
Perhaps it is like building up a movie star, but not really in the style of building up a movie star, because the critics, the collectioner, and those really who are interested in the art are only interested whether this painter is worth or is exhibited, therefore to be seen, and therefore to be bought, and therefore to be admired. It's not because they are making a star out of you. It's for the sake of art, not for being a star. You get publicity because they think that you merit, and the critics think you merit to be written about to what it is that you are trying to do, in their conviction that what you are doing is the right thing.